Hey, yo, big up, everybody out there. This is your man Kizaza again. And once more, you're welcome to our podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about things that concern us as black people. And we're also trying to show to the world how racism is actually dictating almost everything right now, and how many millions and millions of black people around the world have been affected every day. And most of them simply don't know because we don't talk about this conversation. And when we talk about racism, there is a saying, you hear these words: constitutional racism, systemic racism, especially in countries like America. This is because racism in this country is actually constitutionalized in the Constitution. Racism is actually systemic. It's in the system. It's in the police. It's in the army. And you're not going to be surprised to see the way the police treats and mistreats black people in America, the killings of black people in America. I can bring to you the example of George Floyd. You know how George Floyd was killed on the streets of America by policemen that put a knee on his neck for 9 minutes, and he was murdered live on camera. Yeah, just because he was black. You wouldn't see a white person getting killed like that by the police. It just never happened. I've been watching videos all over the place. I see sometimes these white supremacists going into the streets, demonstrating, protesting, doing their all bullshit. And you see how the police is trying to protect them. And these people are these people are carrying guns. They are very violent. And some of them get arrested, but we see how they arrest them peacefully, respectfully. But when you're black, even if you're a superstar, even if you're an athlete, we see how they've been arrested like chicken thieves on the streets by the police. This is it. Racism is in the system, it's in the constitution, it's in the army, it's in the police in America. And not only in America, in many countries. Almost all of Europe is the same thing. If you go to Australia, those places, you're going to find the same problems. The indigenous people of these places complaining also about the same problem. But now I'm going to talk about how racism is coming into this new phenomena we call Me Too, and how it's actually killing the spirit of justice. I believe it's justice must be applied. It must be applied to everybody equally. Doesn't matter you black, white, yellow, anything, or where you come from. But what we're seeing right now is that racism has infiltrated everywhere. Racism has taken over everything. I'm going to give you some examples. Lately, we've been having a few black prominent people that have been arrested for allegations of sexual misconduct, rape, sex trafficking, and all those things. This is very abhorring. This is very appalling. And I'm not here to condone any kind of these things. I wouldn't do anything like this myself. One of them is R. Kelly. R. Kelly was a big musician. We knew him. We grew up listening to the music of R. Kelly. Some nice music, great talents, a black man, very proud of being black. His life was very inspirational for people like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a musician. I've been watching these people a long time ago. But what happened, what came out, the way he lived his life, the things that he committed, this is very, very sad. And I'm not here to condone. It's bad. It needs to be condemned. And I think, anybody going down that road must be condemned. But R. Kelly is not the only person. When you look at the case of R. Kelly, you see the same thing: rape, sexual exploitation, sexual misconduct, and sex trafficking, and all these kind of things. And one of the things they accuse R. Kelly, which stands out for me, is that he married a woman when this woman was still a minor. And, they're talking about Aaliyah. I've been watching TV myself, and I've seen couples, white couples that are old now, talking about when they got married. The wife was 16, the wife was 15 in America. In those years, in the 19s, in the 80s. So to me, back then is different from now. The people of back then didn't know better like we know now. These are not really the best practices, but they were being practiced. And we have many couples now that started life like that in America. But the husband is not arrested. Nobody's coming to this 70-year-old man telling him, you married your wife when she was 17, so we're coming for you. They don't do that. There are many couples that are living like that. And I'm trying to blame this on racism, and racism. I don't know anything else I could say. But again, I'm not here to condone what R. Kelly did, and we must, do better because we know better now. The second case is Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy, another big musician, a billionaire, somebody that many black people saw and used to admire. But what happened to his life? You see the way he's been living in his life, his conducts with women, very, very appalling. You've seen accusation, women coming forward accusing him of rape, sex trafficking. He would use women and just dispatch them to his friend to use and abuse them the way they want. And we're not here to condemn these things. Anybody going down this path must be arrested, must respond for his crimes, because we need a cleaner generation. We need a world where both women and men will be free and live in dignity. But now, what is happening is that it's very difficult now that we believe in a justice system of the Western countries, because This is so racist. R. Kelly and Puff Daddy are black people, and you see now they are nothing. Their money, their career, their work is being destroyed completely. But we know people that, you know, that are white and did some very, very bad things, things which other people will go to prison for, especially if they were black. But these white people survived them. I'm going to give you an example of, let me talk about racism. There is this wrestler of WWE called Hulk Hogan. Everybody knows this man. He was very popular. Actually is a Hall of Famer. And today he's supporting Donald Trump on a campaign trail. Hulk Hogan is a racist. He's been filmed, he's been documented calling black people niggers, using the N-word, calling them actually fucking niggers. And you know, when this allegation came out, you know what happened? They tried to suspend him. You know, he's trying to look into this. He's no more working for WWE and all that. But today he's back into the game, back into the business, and he's still a legend, a Hall of Famer. And now he's even close to Donald Trump. So you see his opportunities continue to come to him. But do you imagine if a black person was accused of something, let's say anti-Semitism? Do you think this black person was still going to be today living and having his deals, his businesses, and his money? I don't think so. No, impossible. You know what I'm saying? But Hulk Hogan was accused of racism, and it is true, but still is back in the game. Why? Because he is not black. I know, because he's not black. This is what I'm talking about. Racism in the justice system. Now they try to cover him, you know what I'm saying? Now he's a good man, he's back into the business. Kanye West, a black entrepreneur, billionaire, a very rich person, was accused of anti-Semitism lately. You know how he lost? He lost all the sponsorship contracts. He lost his name, his businesses, and even the media say he lost even his mind. But I know this is what happens when you act like that. But to other people, it's not happening just because they're not black. This is where I'm saying there is a lot of problems. I want to bring to you an example. I want to bring someone who's just like Puff Daddy, just like R. Kelly and the likes, and is still walking free today. This man is the boss of WWE, WWF, TKO, all of these things. This man is Vince McMahon. You know Vince McMahon? We grew up watching WWE and we grew up watching this man. We think he was a great person. This is an idol. This is somebody that inspired us. But lately there were allegations. Women came forward and testified that Vince McMahon raped them. He used them and gave them to other men to rape them. Allegations of sexual trafficking, rape, sexual misconduct of all kinds and forms. Vince McMahon raped the first female referee of WWE. This girl was called Rita, you know, and he raped her in her limousine in New York. And this girl talked about it. But Vince McMahon is free today. He's still working. He didn't lose any money. He didn't lose any business. You know what I'm saying? This is not the only thing. He raped so many of these women that worked for WWE, and these women came forward with these allegations. I'm not here to talk to you about these allegations, but they came forward. You can go and check it out. It's all over the place. Sexual misconduct, sex trafficking, rape, just like P-Diddy, just like R. Kelly. But Vince McMahon today is free. Nobody is following these cases. He's free. He just resigned from a few positions, but he keeps his million, he keeps his name. And why do you think this is happening? Because Vince McMahon is not black. If he was black like R. Kelly, and especially if he was black like Puff Daddy with the billions of dollars, they will come after him to destroy him because they know some black prominent people. These people that used to inspire us that you can become someone like them someday. So they bringing them all down, and they don't bring their fellow white people down. You don't understand why. This is the racism I'm talking about in the justice system, and the Justice Department itself is playing a role in all that in America. I'm not lying to you. This is not how they show it on TV because the TV has a narrative which is different. You know what I'm saying? But why is Vince McMahon working free? Why he didn't lose his money? Why he didn't lose his name and everything? Why? Yet we know he raped women, he used women, he sold women to other people to rape them. But R. Kelly is in prison, Puff Daddy is in prison. This is racism. It's race to us, nothing less. We have another very bad person. Weinstein. You know Weinstein? This is a Hollywood mogul. He was arrested in 2020, I believe, for the same kind of things. Sex trafficking, allegations of rape and sexual misconducts and all that. He was in prison shortly, but then he was released. They say, look, some people who testified in this case were not really part of the 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 allegations that we were investigating at the time. But if only one woman came forward and testified the truth, why do you follow the people you think did not testify the truth and get this person out of prison? I'm thinking it's a scheme to try to get him free because he's not black. It's very powerful. It's not black. If you're black, you cannot get this chance. And this is racism. Dominique Strauss-Kahn. Dominique Strauss-Kahn, you know, this person, very, very evil person. He's French. He was trying to become French president with, you know, he was campaigning against Emmanuel Macron at that time to become French president. And allegations came about him, rape, sexual misconduct. We know these women in hotels in New York. And today, Dominique Strauss-Kahn is still a big person. He never lost anything. He never gone to prison. He never lost his money. He never lost his name. He still continued to have big posts around the UN, around the big organizations. Why do you think a rapist is going to continue to get these posts, going to continue to be prominent? Why do you think so? Just because he's white. Just because he's not black. If a black person had to do that, that would have been the end for this black person and for his name and for his deals. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming in front of you to tell you that this is how things should be. Everybody should be condemned equally. The people that committed crime should be condemned equally, and they should be treated equally. We don't want this racism in the justice system, because if you bring racism in the justice, in the issue of Me Too, what we're going to have is that black women that get raped are not going to be heard properly, and white men that rape people are not going to be punished properly. And this is what we're seeing. And black people that do the same thing are going to be punished severely. And you know, this is what we don't want. So thank you for your time. Thank you. I appreciate. I hope this was a good day for everybody. We just want to open our eyes. I want every black man to know that we are on our own. What is going on in the world right now is clear. If you are supported, you're going to be supported no matter what. If you are white, you're going to get all the privilege. If you are black, you have no privilege. And because we got children and we got generations that are coming behind us, we want to make sure these people don't live in the same kind of world we live today. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we're trying to open up the minds of people. Everybody out there, continue to be part of this thing and spread the news. May you share this video to everybody. I want you to share this video to your friends. Share these videos on your status. Share to every black man, every white person, every black person, everybody in the world. This is not about race. This is about justice. This is about equality and equity. Thank you very much. God bless you.